Hello everyone, a very pleasant day to you. Federal government lauds Dangote for impacting burning host communities. EFCC alleges coordinated smear campaign ahead of 2027 elections. World Health Organization appoints Nigerian's Martin Semeje co-chair of Global Traditional Medicine Group. A very good day to you and welcome to First News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Now the news in full. The Deputy Senate President, Honorable Baruab Jibrin, has dispelled insinuations in certain quarters that the National Assembly members are subservient to the executive. Jibrin stated this in Ilorin, Kwara State, while delivering the 15th convocation lecture of Al-Hikmah University titled Managing Executive Legislative Relations Towards Democratic Consolidation in Nigerian's Fourth Republic. He said that a wonderful collaboration between the executive and the legislature is born out of President Bola Tinubu's antecedents as a former governor and senator. He added that Nigerian's Fourth Republic has endured longer than any previous democratic experiment in our history. This endurance, however, must be matched with qualitative democratic deepening, managing executive legislature relations with wisdom. Restraint and constitutional fidelity is central to these tasks. He charged the graduates to uphold democratic values, demand accountable governance, and contribute intellectually and ethically to Nigeria's democratic consolidation. Away from that story, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Aleke, has stated that Dangote Cement PLC is making measurable impacts in 8 Boko host communities of Benue State at the commission of Dangote Cement's multi-million naira water projects, scholarship awards, and youth skill acquisition program. The minister commended the company for its impactful contribution to host communities. Aleke also lauded the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, for partnering and supervising the training of youth during the skill acquisition program. Represented by an Assistant Director of Mines and Environmental Compliance, Benue State, Mrs. Adijatu Usman, the minister said Dangote Cement is meeting its obligations under the Community Development Agreement, CDA. He said the CDA ensures that mining companies plug back part of their profits into their host communities. Moving on, former President Olusegun Obasanjo says the reforms he introduced as military head of state rescued the labor movement from foreign funding during the height of the Cold War, a situation he said posed serious implications for the country's sovereignty and independence. Chief Obasanjo also revealed how he told the erstwhile Labour veteran and one-time president of Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, Hassan Somonu, to abuse him publicly after they met secretly so that he would retain the confidence of Labour members. This is as the former governor of Edo State and former NLC president, Senator Adams Oshomole, vowed to be with Labour till he dies. Former President Obasanjo, Senator Oshomole, Comrade Joe Ajaero, and others spoke at the 85th birthday celebration and public presentation of the memoir of former NLC President Hassan Somonu titled Memoirs of an African Trade Union Icon, Organize, Don't Agonize. Chief Obasanjo recorded 2 dominant labor organizations existed at the time, operating outside Nigerian control and alleged financed by rival foreign intelligence blocs. The former president stated that one labor group was linked to funding from the Soviet Union's KGB, while the other received support from the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Obasanjo said this reality prompted him, during his tenure as military head of state, to push for comprehensive reforms aimed at establishing a labor movement that will be wholly Nigerian in structural leadership and funding. Away from that story, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has alleged planned campaigns of calumny against it by politicians and groups with vested interests and suspects being investigated or facing prosecution by the Commission. A statement by the EFCC head, Media and Publicity, Dele Oyewale, in a statement, says a paid crowd of jobbers comprising politicians, academics, so-called civil society activists, and some Nigerian fugitives in the diaspora has been recruited by these disgruntled elements to orchestrate campaigns of calumny through sponsored media attacks targeting the chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olakoyode, and the institution itself, with phantom allegations of political bias in the execution of the Commission's mandate. According to the statement, the objective is to befuddle the works of the Commissioner through scaremongering, intimidate the Commission into a timid mode where it will be afraid to investigate opposition politicians for fear of being labeled as partisan. He explained that the campaign is to intensify the political space as it becomes charged in the months leading to the 2027 general elections. The Commissioner informed a paid crowd of jobbers that the activities are under close watch and will not tolerate any attempt to distract it from the patriotic task of improving public accountability in Nigeria while reiterating its non-political stance in all its activities. Similarly, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) has announced that it will continue its investigation into the corruption allegations against the former Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA), Farouk Ahmed, notwithstanding the withdrawal of the complaints by the President and Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote. The anti-graft agency disclosed this in a statement by its head of media and public communications, Oko Udi, that it had received a notice of withdrawal of the petition against Ahmed submitted by legal counsel to Dangote. It, however, said that in line with provisions of Section 3 of 14 and 27(3) of its enabling law, it would continue to investigate the matter in line with its statutory mandate and in the interest of transparency, accountability, and the fight against corruption for the benefit of Nigeria. Dangote, who is the chairman of Dangote Group, had in December 2025 submitted a petition against Ahmed to the ICPC accusing him of corruption and financial impropriety. In the petition submitted on December 16, Dangote demanded the arrest, investigation, and prosecution of the former MD for allegedly living above his means as a public servant. In the petition, Dangote listed the children and their schools in Switzerland, including amounts paid for each of them, to establish his allegations and verification by the anti-graft agency. He alleged that Ahmed was using the instrumentality of the NMDPRA to embezzle and divert public funds for self-gain and pursuit of private interests to the detriment of the Nigerian people, which orchestrated uproar to protest by different groups recently. Moving on, the Nigerian Guide of Editors (NGE) and the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) have called for the suspension of the implementation of the Cyber Crimes Act. The groups decried a sharp rise to attacks on press freedom and civil liberties during a press briefing held in Lagos. They accused Nigerian authorities of weaponizing the Cyber Crimes Act and other regulatory tools to stifle dissent, criminalize journalism, and target critics of the government. Deputy Director of SERAP, Kolawale Oluwadari, delivered a scathing critique of what he described as an escalating crackdown on freedom of expression. He specifically cited Section 24 of the Cyber Crimes Act, despite its 2024 amendment, as a legal blogging routinely used by against journalists, bloggers, activists, and even ordinary citizens for expressing opinions online. He added that the pattern of abuse includes extrajudicial arrest, malicious prosecutions, enforced disappearance, and unlawful surveillance tactics increasing used to intimidate both professional journalists and social media users. Moving on, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has assured residents of the state that those behind the attack and the killing of 5 forest guards will face justice. Makinde, who stated this on his Facebook page, also condemned the attack and appealed to residents to remain calm and investigations continue to unravel those behind the dastardly acts. The police said, contrary to some media reports, the attack was solely directed at the Forest Rangers office. The governor further noted that preliminary investigations by the security agencies indicated that the incident was a cross-border attack carried out by bandits. The police elder said reports indicated that the attackers, numbering about 12, emerged from adjoining bushes opened sporadic gunfire on the ranger's office and fled the scene. In another development, the World Health Organization (WHO) has appointed Nigerian's Professor Martins Emeje as co-chair of its newly established Strategic and Technical Advisory Group on Traditional, Complementary and Integrative Medicine (STAG-TM). Professor Emeje, who served as Director General of the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency (NNMDA), was named alongside Dr. Susan Wieland, Director at Cochrane Complementary Medicine, following the formal inauguration of the advisory group. WHO said the appointment reflects its commitment to inclusive, balanced, and scientifically rigorous leadership in advancing traditional, complementary, and integrative medical medicine globally. Both co-chairs bring extensive expertise in research, innovation, and policy development, particularly in natural products and evidence-based healthcare. As head of NNMDA, Professor Emeje has been instrumental in promoting the research, regulation, development, and commercialization of natural medicines in Nigeria. His appointment underscores Nigerians' growing influence in global health, governance, and innovation in traditional medicine. Away from that story, the Labour Party's vice presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, Senator Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed, has formally declared his intention to contest the presidency in 2027 amid growing realignments within Nigerian opposition politics. Baba Ahmed made the declaration at a rally held at the party's national secretariat in Abuja. His announcement comes barely 1 week after the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi announced his exit from the Party of the African Democratic Congress, a move that has sparked renewed debate over the future of the Labour Party and the broader opposition coalition ahead of the next general election. Addressing party members and supporters, Baba Ahmed insisted that his presidential ambition was neither reactionary nor influenced by Obi's political decisions, stressing that it predates the 2023 election. We now move on to business. The Naira extended appreciation against the dollar at the official foreign exchange market. The Naira extended appreciation against the dollar at the official foreign exchange market. The Central Bank of Nigeria's data showed that the Naira further firmed up on Wednesday to 1,418 Naira.26 kobo per dollar, up from 1,419 Naira 7 kobo exchange on Tuesday. Wednesday's uptrend represents a slight 80 kobo gain against the dollar on a one-day-to-day basis. Meanwhile, at the black market, the Naira remained unchanged against the dollar at 1,480 per dollar on Wednesday, the same rate recorded the previous day. The development comes as Nigeria's foreign reserve further rose to $45.62 billion as of January 6, 2026. We now move on to the foreign scene. Russian attacks left Ukraine's southeastern region of Dnipropetrovsk and Zaporizhia almost entirely without power, the country's energy ministry said on Wednesday night. Critical infrastructure was operating on reserve power, it said in a statement on Telegram, while officials said water supplies and the internet were also disrupted. Russia has recently intensified attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure aimed at paralyzing power supplies during a harsh winter. The disruptions to power and heating have come as temperature plunge. We now move on to sports. The Super Eagles are threatened to boycott their African Cup of Nations AFCON quarter-final clash against Algeria in Marrakesh unless the Nigerian Football Federation settles outstanding bonus payments. A report from the squad confirmed that the players and officials are still awaiting allowances from the tournament, including with bonuses for matches against Tanzania, Tunisia, Uganda, and Mozambique. The report further explained that while the team remains committed to the competition, they have made it clear that they will not train or travel for the fixture until the issue is resolved. This follows a similar dispute in November when the squad threatened to boycott a World Cup qualifier against Gabon over unpaid entitlements. The Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) has responded by stating that the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) is processing the allowances to individual banks. That's all on the news this hour. I am Becky Usura from I and the entire team in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.